talk about Julian and Christine from this season of Love After Lockup. In my last video about them, I decided to look into Christine's background and see if I could find any charges since her release from prison when she was on the show. Well, I was searching in the state of Maryland because that's where it's showing Julian's from, and she's supposed to move in with Julian, and I did not see anything come up. Well, big shout out to Sarcasm because they were able to find out that Julian has been arrested since Christine has been released from prison, and Christine was even cited with a ticket. And the reason I wasn't finding anything was because I was searching Maryland, and this arrest happened in West Virginia because they were traveling to West Virginia to attend Christine's daughter's birthday party, and they decided to go to Walmart and steal some gifts for her daughter because they did not have enough money to buy the gifts. A blonde-haired woman who was later identified as Christine was seen walking all around Walmart putting items in this big black tote bag that she had around her arm, and Julian was walking around with a cart with several Walmart paper bags, or like, you know, those plastic bags that you can buy to put items in, and he was seen stuffing a lot of different items into those bags, and he had a receipt in his hand, so I think he was trying to put stuff in his bag and carry a receipt to make it look like he had already purchased it. But the security guards were watching him walk all around Walmart and his suspicious behavior. Plus, with Christine flapping her jaw all over the place, I'm sure that didn't help his case. It only drew more attention to him. That is not a person that would be a good person to try to steal with. And the security watched them walk past the registers without paying. But then they approached the customer service desk. So then the security was thinking maybe they're going to purchase their items at customer service. But they just said a few words to the customer service lady. Then they just walked off and walked out of the store without paying for anything. And I'm shocked there wasn't someone standing by the door checking the receipt, because most Walmarts I go to in my area are like that. But they were able to walk out the Walmart, and Julian and Christine separated, and the police approached Julian and told him to stop, and he just starts running for the hills, and he runs over to a grassed area from the police, and once he hits the grassed area, he lost his balance and fell over, and the police caught up to him and surrounded him, and he knew that he was boxed in, so they told him to roll over, put his hands behind his back, and that's exactly what he did. The police then apprehended and put Arthur in handcuffs, and after he was arrested, they asked him, "Where is that girl that you were with?" And Julian played dumb. He said, "Who? What girl?" And shout out to Julian for covering with Christine. He was not about to let her go down just because he did. But unfortunately, Christine did not cover for Julian when she was approached by the police, and ended up getting him an extra charge for lying to the officer. So the police were able to go to the Walmart cameras, and Walmart's about one of the worst places to try to steal from because they have so many cameras. They hire so many people to watch those cameras, and they were able to look at the parking lot cameras and see that Christine left the store and went next door to PetSmart. So they approached Christine, and they noticed that she was no longer wearing that big black tote bag around her arm that she was stealing items and putting them in Walmart. And they're like, "Where's the bag?" And Christine said, "Look, I left it over in that aisle over there." They found the bag, and they found the stolen goods inside there. They found like a card game and a pair of socks that totaled up to, it was like $69 and some change that she stole. And Julian, on the other hand, had stolen a lot more items. He got pretty cocky with it and was walking around stealing things for a while and just putting one thing after another inside his bags. He had stolen over $540 worth of items. So between him and Christine, they stole about $620 worth combined. Julian was arrested for shoplifting, fleeing police, and obstructing justice. And that obstructing justice charge is for him lying to police that he didn't know Christine. And Christine was just hit with a ticket. And I'm surprised that she did not get a probation or parole violation. Apparently, she's not on probation or parole, which I think is pretty shocking considering how serious her charges were. She had numerous charges for robbing banks, and you would think with charges that serious and the kind of time she served that she would have some kind of supervision once she was released from prison. What I'm assuming probably happened is she probably served her full sentence. I can't remember what it's called, but I remember hearing about it back in the days when I used to get in trouble and was locked up, and people used to say, like, usually you only have to serve a percentage of your time that you're given, but if you serve the full sentence 100%, then you can have the option to not have probation or parole. So I'm wondering if that's what she ended up doing. So she didn't get no kind of violation. She was just set on her merry way. Julian was ordered to pay Walmart back about double of what he stole. He has to pay them back a little over $1,000, and he was ordered to pay over $400 and some kind of like civil penalty or fine. So he had to pay about 3 times back the amount that he stole. Julian and Christine both told police that they were in West Virginia staying to see Christine's daughter. They both had traveled from Maryland, and it was Christine's daughter's birthday, and they claimed they were both low on funds due to traveling, and they decided that they needed to steal something from Walmart in order to make sure Christine's daughter received a gift. And instead, now they just have to pay all this money back, and now they still don't have any gifts. So I wonder what they ended up doing. I mean, just go to like Dollar Tree and go make a cheap gift basket or something. It doesn't take a lot to show that you're thinking of someone. And I'm sure her daughter just wants to be with her mom more than anything. And then Julian was arrested, and he had to pay a $5,000 bond, which he ended up quickly paying. So, I mean, it seems like he wasn't completely broke if he was at least able to afford that. Who's surprised? Man dates girl with criminal history, and now he suddenly has a criminal history too. And Starcasm made a good point. This arrest happened only 11 days after Christine was released from prison, so there's a very good chance that they were recording when she was arrested, or at least we'll see like an update from them. You know, if the cameras weren't with them, I'm sure they'll be sending in like some photos or videos that they take on their phones and send in, letting them know all the details. So I'm looking forward to see more about that. Okay, and now let's just talk real quick about what happened with them in the last episode. It really wasn't much. We just see them in the car together, and Christine opens up about her children. So she has 3 kids, and 2 of them are twins, a boy and girl twin set. And when she, I guess before she went to prison back in the day, she had her kids and she ended up relapsing. And she went to her mother hoping that her mother would try to get her some help and figure something out for her. But instead, when she opened up to her mom ended up calling CPS, and CPS ended up taking her kids away. After that, Christine pretty much gave up on life. She was robbing banks, not caring if she died or end up in prison. And she was arrested, and now she's out. And then we got to see her and Julian go to a hotel room, and they finally got to hook up for the first time. She said that he's amazing, going down on her. But that's pretty much it with them. Starcasm was able to find out that they are still currently together, and Julian did go through a divorce. His divorce was finalized towards the end of 2023. But that is it for this video, guys.